Okay. Not only have your actions affected me directly, but they have rippled throughout my life.
She asked us not to use her real name, but this is her story.
I carry your violation with me daily. I can't ask for a new body. Although there were certainly days that I wish I didn't exist.
The woman we'll call Jane agreed to read her victim impact statement from her own sexual assault.
One thing I want to make clear to you is that in order to ask for the help and support that I needed to expose the most humiliating and foul experience I've had. Those words are left on my lips, and that is messed up. I was the one repeating the names you called me. I was the one that had to recall how many times I said no.
Her story is one of thousands of reported sex crimes that NBC5 Investigates examined and found they almost never lead to a conviction. They're often dismissed from court records, but not from the minds of survivors.
He stole from me what he didn't have a right to take from me.
And change needs to happen with the input of survivors.
As part of our reporting, we spoke to scores of survivors, including many off-camera, all of whom said they were unhappy with the outcomes of their cases. We found of the more than 21,000 victims who reported sex crimes, police made arrests in fewer than 1,600. That's just 7%. Once in court, the numbers plummeted even further. All told, in a 6-year period, just 1.5% of all reported rapes and other sex crimes in Chicago resulted in a sex crime conviction with prison time.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I think the research and data tells us that sex crimes are one of the most underreported of all crimes.
We shared these findings with State's Attorney Kim Fox, who told us these cases fail for a variety of reasons.
Oftentimes, these are cases where there are no witnesses, that you have your survivor and the accused. There are occasions where you may have DNA evidence, sometimes you don't. That is often one person's word against another.
In Jane's case, she met a guy on Tinder, an encounter that court records show ended in sexual assault. What she didn't know at the time, she wasn't the first victim.
That shocked me when I found out that he had done this before and that it was virtually identical. Just the whole process of it, using Tinder, same type of sexual aggression, and all of those details were eerily similar.
Christian Valsich was already out on bail on a 2019 case, facing 4 counts of aggravated sexual assault, when court records show he sexually assaulted Jane in May of 2020. At the time, the court had already barred him from using dating apps.
What a bold move for someone to know that they're out on bail for raping and strangling another woman, and, you do it again?
As both cases worked their way through court, there were 2 different outcomes. Valchich eventually pleaded guilty in Jane's case to a single count of criminal sexual abuse. But in the other case, Valchich pleaded down to a single count of aggravated battery.
Is the watering down to something that's not a sex crime, is that just?
Again, if we can get accountability, if it's a not guilty versus you have to do some type of sex offender services, if it's you just get to walk and it is in essence everything that you've gone through, a judge or jury has said didn't happen at all, versus something else, that's accountability.
I know if I were in the other victim's shoes and that was how it was pled down to me, I think I would feel pretty disregarded.
The state's attorney's office has not said why the other case was amended down. We did reach Valsich to ask for comment. He said he'd get back to us, but didn't, and has not responded to our follow-up attempts to reach him. In part 2, we'll examine a racial disparity among victims and why a question of credibility can undermine so many cases. Bennett Haberly, NBC5 Investigates.